Hello everyone, my name is Saurabh Kumar and I welcome you all to my video series where we are covering Amazon Web Service Training and we have reached to part number 29. In this particular session, we will be discussing about overview of Amazon monitoring where we will be talking about one of the service that is known as CloudTrail. We will have an overview of CloudTrail. We will be discussing how does it work. Plus, we will be doing the hands-on lab of the CloudTrail. So let's begin. So when we talk about the CloudTrail, first of all, we have to understand something before we start about it. So first thing comes in our mind that there is a word called audit. We all are aware about auditing. Auditing means what? Doing a kind of checkup. So we are doing auditing for the finance, for the account. Similar to that, we are also doing the auditing of the system. So if you are a IT person, if you are a CISM, there is a certification called as a CISM or CISA, CISA. So specifically this certificate is very famous. If I write the name here, maybe this is called as a CISA, CISA. This certificate is actually from the ISC Square. There is a organization called ISC Square. So they offer this certification. So if you have the certification of CISA, that is something like Certified Information Security Auditor. So if you are having this certification or if you are having LPT also, that is from EC Council, Line Penetration Tester. So then you can work in a team who is doing the auditing. So you will be visiting a company will hire you for doing the auditing and your task will be to go there and check everything what is and how is the system running on that in that company. So to do the auditing, what exactly you are going to figure it out. Generally, every auditor works on the document. They look for the document, all available document in the company. So, for example, if you are a finance auditor, you will be going and you will be checking all the logs of the account, like how many budget has been sanctioned, how much money given to the employee, how much money was the benefit, profit. So you collect all those related document and you do the auditing. Similarly, when we talk about the doing auditing of a system, we have to look that how many total number of systems you have, which type of operating system you are running on, how many number of devices, either your devices are running well or not, either your operating system is performing good or not, either they are licensed, not licensed, free edition, what are the application you are using, plus how many total user accounts you have, which user account is having what kind of permission, then has anybody did any kind of mistake before, which user logs in at what time, which user logs out at what time, which user has created any other object in the any of the OU or something. So this all information you have to collect, and that on the basis of that you will be able to generate a report, and that is called as a audit report. You can tell the company that how much the IT infrastructure is secure, how much it is good or it is bad, or what is the loophole in the company, or what is not required which is there, or what is required but which is not there available, which roles maybe is just false, or which maybe firewall or security rules you have added which can give the loop there. So these all finding or figuring out is a task of the auditor. So now if you go as an auditor to any company and they give you a system to do the auditing of that system, what you will look for there? Definitely only one thing is going to help you to figure it out about one system, that is the log file of that system. Because every system maintains a log file and that log files is already stored there. For example, if you are having a Windows machine, so you can see all the log file of Windows machine by just running event viewer. You may have heard about this term event viewer. So you open event viewer, you can, for example, if this is my Windows machine, so I can look for the event viewer, you see here, and I can open it and it can show me all the log file of my this particular machine. You see here custom view, Windows logs, inside of window log application related logs are here, security related logs are here, So it is just taking time to showing it up, and all security related logs will be shown here. Setup related, system related, forwarded events. So this is a log viewer. Event viewer is what actually? A log viewer. You see, these all are the, you see, security related logs are there. Here it can be even showing you so many other kind of information like audit success. When it gets any fail, it will be also telling you the error or something. So when you scroll down, you can see all different type of log. System related logs are here, like warning, error, warning, information. So these all are there actually as a log file stored, and these all log file we are able to see from the event viewer. That I have talked about a Windows machine. If you have a Windows machine, if you are using a Microsoft virtualization platform, there you can use a Microsoft product known as SCCM here, and SCCM is nothing else, it is a System Center Configuration Manager. This is a part of the System Center suite, and it is helping you to do the log maintenance, it is helping you to do the auditing, it is helping you to do the monitoring of the your entire platform of the virtualization. You have maybe host machine, virtual machine, you have your system center, or whatever you have, you will be able to figure it out about them. Your users details, logs, and all different activity you will be able to check from here. Now if you have a Linux type of machine, then you can go to /var/log folder. There all the log files are stored, and you will be able to do the auditing from there. Or you can use a tools like OpenNMS or something. Then similar to that, like the way I have shown you that in Windows you can use event viewer, in Linux you can use this tool or log folder. If you want to have the similar kind of facility in your AWS cloud platform, then AWS offers you a service called as a CloudTrail. You can go to CloudTrail service, and it maintains the all logs. And by default, it can keep your logs up to 90 days. So even when we started this training, all the session, whatever activity I was doing, I was showing you practical of S3, I was showing you practical of maybe other CloudWatch, or maybe I shown you some practical of IAM where I created some user and all. Every activity, whatever I was doing in my AWS account, no, by default CloudTrail is already enabled, and it has already stored. That I am going to show you in today's session, that it will be showing me all the logs there, what I have ever did by using my account on AWS. So I hope now it is clear what exactly CloudTrail is. Let's have a look at its definition part as well. So what is CloudTrail is? CloudTrail is a service of AWS which enable governance, which enable compliance, which enable operational auditing, as well as the risk auditing of your AWS account. So maybe right now I have only root user, but if I create 5 user, 10 user, 20 user, maybe I have created 10 IT user account, I gave them some rights. So I can do a auditing of every user, which user has done what activity. With the CloudTrail, we can do the logging, continuously monitor and retain account activity related to action across your AWS infrastructure. Whatever, if somebody has created EC2 instance, if you have created a user account, if you have given any role, if you have created any role, if you have created any alarm, whatever activity we did, everything will be properly, every event is going to be captured, and it is stored as a log. And we can view it, we can do the auditing. So auditor comes, he checks all the log, and on the basis of that he generates the audit report on it. So this is nothing else, this is the symbol here actually of the CloudTrail. So if you check about the diagram, this is the picture you may see in the books or maybe in any of the document which is being maintained by the company. So if you see this diagram there, meaning that there is a CloudTrail. Now next information here, that you may ask me that maybe we have discussed already about CloudWatch before. So now what is the difference in CloudWatch and CloudTrail? Because CloudWatch was also helping me to do the monitoring, right? So now what is the difference in CloudWatch and CloudTrail? So here is the result for that. Here is the answer for that question if you have in your mind. That CloudWatch is also a monitoring service, but it is just helping you to do the monitoring. Like you have task manager, where you see the graphical presentation, how much RAM is being utilized, how much processor is being utilized, previous last few minutes, few hours, how the processor utilization was. Similar to that, CloudWatch is giving you a monitoring service, where from you monitor the utilization of resources. But CloudTrail is a audit log service. It just any event which happens, that will be stored as a log there. So if I ask you, I want to know right now how much RAM is being utilized of maybe any instance, which one I will go for? CloudWatch. But if I ask you when exactly the user has successfully logged in, or maybe when the new user account has been created, so you will not be seeing in CloudWatch, where you are going to see in the log file, and log file you can see through the CloudTrail. CloudWatch need to be configured based on the trigger, and that is what we did also when we were learning CloudWatch. We set a trigger, like it was like 10% CPU utilization. So that we configure it manually. But when we talk about CloudTrail, by default it is enabled. Even if you have not done anything about ever in CloudTrail, by default it is enabled and it is running. Next point is about the CloudWatch. We need to manually disable the log, and then it will stop that log file, or it will be removed that log file. But if I talk about CloudTrail, because it is by default on and it is keep running all the time, there is a setting that by default the log will only stay up to 90 days, and thereafter it can be removed, it can be deleted by itself. But if you talk about making it disable, can you make CloudTrail disable? So the answer is here, cannot be disabled. Maybe now after going through this series, you will go to Google and you will search, really CloudTrail service cannot be disabled? And maybe you in some blog you may get answer that yes, it can be disabled. But for me, I will be again telling you that the CloudTrail service actually, even if you talk to AWS customer care or something, they will tell you that this one is not possible to make you disable. Only maybe if they want to help you and they want to make you disable, it is possible, maybe that scenario. But from your console, from your management area, it is not possible to disable the CloudTrail, where CloudWatch is by default already disabled. You have to make it enable manually. So now I hope you have the proper idea and better clearance about the difference between a CloudWatch service and a CloudTrail service. Next, now we are directly going to move on the lab part of CloudTrail. So let's try to have a look, because it is a very small topic. So let's try to have a look at CloudTrail, how you can access it and what kind of information you can get from there. So let's work on it. Let's go to the browser and let me try to log in to my AWS user. So I log in here with my credential, and we are going to look for the service that is called as a CloudTrail. So you can go to the service list also, and you can look there. It comes under the management and governance, because that is what we have learned about this one. So even CloudWatch comes under that list, and CloudTrail comes under the same list. But we have understood the difference between CloudWatch and CloudTrail. So let's try to go to CloudTrail here, and we see what information it can give to us. So now you see I have reached to CloudTrail. Here it is telling me to create a trail, but without even creating trail or something, we are able to see so many things already. Go to here, go to the dashboard also, you can see from there. Here you see, in the dashboard itself, it is showing me the event history, or you can directly click on event history to go there also. And here is the list of all my event which I did on their date by Jazware. Which date, what task I did. So you see here, if I go to full event history, here it is giving me complete history. If you remember, we have done the practical of setting the query attribute and all, subscribing the email address, subscribing mobile phone number, creating queue. You see, unsubscribing it, deleting queue. Before that, if you go creating topic of SNS, then console login we did, delete role. So whatever task you have ever performed, you can go to the next page by clicking on this. Now detach role policy, delete service linked role, create service linked role, attach role policy. So now you see everything. Whenever somebody login, even console login, on 2nd September I did console login. Then what I did, delete distribution, update distribution. If you still go on like that, we will be able to see everything. So this is what actually CloudTrail is doing by default. By default, it is maintaining all the log file, and you will be able to see them from here. Attach role policy, creating a role, add role to the instance profile, really create user. If you remember, let me make it like this. I created the some user account. You see, you remember John, system admin, John, Paul, system admin. I have created user account with the name Eliab. So Paul. So whatever we did up to now by this root user account, everything is maintained here as a log file with the date, with the which user has done this task, event source where from. So this event we did on the IAM service. Resource type is IAM, AWS IAM user or AWS IAM, whatever information you have, you can see from here, group, user, plus the resource, what you did, which kind of resource you was having there. So now I hope it will be very much clear to you all. If you want to keep this all, because by default what happen after each 90 days it gets removed, right? So if you want to maintain it, if you want to keep it for long period of time, what you can do, you can download this event. You can download as a CSV file, which you can open in the Excel and read it, or you can download as a JSON also, JavaScript. So it's up to you. You can download it and keep it there, or if you want to just read it, you can read from here. Even in history, a total are more than 150 actually. You can check from here. Here also you have the trails. If you go to trails, if you have ever created any trail, it will be showing you there. So you can go to create trail also. You can create a trail name, which event especially you want to go for. Create a new S3 bucket. There it will be stored this all trail. Log file SSC KMS encryption you want to have or not. So this kind of all log related task we will be able to perform by the help of CloudTrail. If we again go back to CloudTrail dashboard, there one more thing you can also check. It will go to the next tab actually, which will be showing you the pricing part, that how much it is going to be charging you to have this service running. So here if you scroll down, it will be giving you some example here, pricing example. For example, one is your AWS account does not have AWS trial setup. We are just having only log management. Trial we haven't set it. So management event activity is recorded by AWS trial for lasting of up to 90 days and can be viewed and searched free of charge. So for that log file maintaining up to 90 days, there is no any charge at all. And search is also free from of charge from the AWS CloudTrail console or by using AWS CLI. So meaning that maintaining log, searching log, these are the free. You don't have to pay any money to do use this service. Next point is here. Your AWS account has one CloudTrail. For example, if the trail is configured to capture only management event and deliver them to the S3 bucket. If you want to store it into the S3 bucket or something, you pay the S3 storage cost. The more storage it will occupy on the S3, the more you have to pay. But it is a log file. It will not be occupying very much space. It is very short in size, small in size. So you have to pay for the S3 storage cost for that this event, but pay no cloud trial charges. There is no cloud trial charge. Whatever only a storage you occupy on the S3, that's it. You have to just pay some money for S3. But by default, if I ask you how much space is already free for the free tier account on S3, if your answer is 5 GB, then you are right. So up to 5 GB, you are already having free space on S3, and these log files are very small. So it will not even go reaching up to 1 GB. So somehow you can see how good or bad it is. So these are the some of the other examples are. Here is the some message like, however, for cloud trial insights, you can pay $0.35 per 100,000 right management event that are analyzed in the trail, because all copy of cloud trial insight event incur charges. So if you scroll down, you can go to this link and you can get the much more detail on it, how much is the pricing for this service. But you have understood some of the basic charges and some basic free services what you can get from the CloudTrail without paying any money. So that was something related to the CloudTrail. So generally auditor, when they comes to the company, auditor comes into two forms: internal auditor, external auditor. So both of them, they need the log file, because by log file only they are able to understand that what kind of activity has been done, who has performed this task, and the one who has performed this task, is he the authorized to do that task or not. If they do this all, they generate the report, and that report will become the final auditing report. And on the basis of auditing report, you can understand that how your company policies, the services which you are having are secure or not secure, how much it is efficient or not efficient. So that was all here. That was, we have discussed about very small topic, that was CloudTrail. The details you can go on. You have the complete freedom. You can go for pricing, seeing the document related to it, forum, frequently asked questions. So these all are the link here which will be opening in the new tab, and you can read about it. If you want to create any CloudTrail, simply you can create also. So by clicking on create trail, you just give the name. This option I have already told you. You have to have a new bucket where it will be stored, and we have already seen it will be just charging the storage cost. In a starting period of time, it will be just charging you the storage cost there. There will be no any charge for this CloudTrail service. It will be free. But later on, we have seen that if you have like 100,000 number of write, then you may have to pay some money, some dollar, to have the service running there. So that's all we have discussed about the CloudTrail in this session. So this was all in this particular session. This was all in this particular video where we have discussed about CloudTrail. And I hope this video was informative enough for you all. And I would like to thank you for watching.